we're going to do a demonstration using those tools. We have newer battery-powered hydraulic tools that we were able to purchase through a state earmark grant, and we wanted to demonstrate how we use those tools, but also show how they make it more efficient and safer for us to perform technical rescue operations.
Just make sure Sam knows you're going.
This is where it gets scary for the car, but after the process of
This is going to fall in. You're going to have to hold it.
further into the last shadow of the break. So we break it or cut out the control panel. This is where it gets a little scary to the doctor. So the tool in this firefighter is using is called hydraulic trimmer or what?
The cutters are on it too still.
One thing that is excellent for us is having these tools. This one we're going to keep the walls from the truck and the trip hazard being further hazard of the team. Those hydraulic lines know that very truck running high 10,000 psi. So one of the potential hazard of the team is something that happens obviously with gas and pellet get a function on a line or that creates another set of now this is the self-contained there's no hydraulic line or separate hydraulic generator. Everything self-contained and highly powered tool. And it's much more efficient and safer for us on the scene of the emergency because we don't have those extra stick hazards or the stick hazard from that hydraulic tool. I don't know if you can see, but like I told you, you cut out the basement, the vehicle, the basement is covered, it's protected, and then also the firefighter will hold that, or the seat for that basement, I don't know what's going on around it.
Right on that pin. You're going to have to turn it 90 degrees.
We cut that through, that is the fire floor, and everything is removed out of the way.
Open this one up and we can cut the gate post pretty close to the
What we're doing for this scenario is we're going to go through it with removal of the side, so if you're having to go over that right now, it's only the passengers. We can start the passengers, meaning that right now. We want to go through, show you the various techniques we can use. What we talk about. Obviously, the lower fourth edition, we will explicate that rapidly using the Norfolk when the patient is stable, we'll keep a little more time because they more precise in how we go about the application. Because we don't want further in this case, this patient is stable, they can go, break it down like that, take our time, and, just make sure that further intro to the call. Now what we're doing is we're going to remove, this is called the vehicle. We call it vehicles. And as you go back, you'll see this is reading is that, several rows, so ABCD, names, but the bus, for example, is on the field.
Do we already have a pipe pole? Pipe pole's right over there.
We're going to cut all of them. We're going to cut them.
Hey, you're going to hear some odd banging on the road, okay? Make it easier.
Grab the other, see the cutters hanging out of engine 2? Grab the other set of cutters.
Right?
lot of firefighters are full of the roof deck. You can see where they cut those holes. You'll see how much space the room it gives. Also, firefighters safety.
Get the pike pull out of it. Get the pike pull out.
Things that was done by the passport, things like that. This is something to be able to gain access to further.
Get the patient out onto the trailer.
Right, you can see we don't have any limits, the roof being on top of us, or we got here, halfway, the meeting is access to the The way the process for contractors have secured subscribe, follow all the conditions, make sure there's no movement, there's subscribe, make sure they're good, and there's a right one securing the structure. This time, we're moving into the ambulance, and they start the process of working through the definitive.
We thank you very much for coming out. Like I said, we greatly appreciate all your support. Without you all, none of what we do would be possible. We're here to serve you as the citizens and visitors of this town. And, we greatly appreciate your support. So thank you for coming out.
My name is Kevin Champagne. I'm the chair of the Fire Station Building Committee. Appreciate everybody turning out for the open house. This probably wasn't exactly what you guys signed up for, was to get an update on this project, but we're kind of trying to take advantage and get as many people kind of knowledgeable about the project as possible. To give you a little background, back in March of 2021, the Fire Station Building Committee was formed. It's myself as well as a few other residents who are here today. Chris Baker, you can raise your hand. Justin Yanosik, which I saw him earlier, there he is right there. Aaron Hunt, Chief Kinney, Todd Lindmark, who is the finance director for the town, as well as the new town administrator, Justin Casanova Davis. Got it right? So, some of you may be aware that their renovation of the fire station was originally planned back in 2016 as part of the public safety project. So back in 2016, there was a project put forth that was essentially to move the police station out of this facility, move it over by the Eagle Brook Saloon, which has been completed, and then renovate the existing fire station. Unfortunately, there were some cost overruns on the police station project that did not leave enough funds available to renovate the fire station. But there was enough money left over for us to kind of restart the process back in March of 2021 and get us to where we are today. With the remaining funds, we've hired an owner's project manager and an architect to basically lay out a new fire station to replace this existing building. While the plan was originally to renovate this building back in 2016, the building has continued to deteriorate. It's really no longer possible. So we are proposing a new building built at the back of the site, where some of these outbuildings are here. The thought process for that is to build that new building while this one remains operational, so we don't incur any costs of relocating the fire department off-site while the new building is being built. The new facility would be built. The fire department would take ownership of that building, and then this one would be demolished, and then this area will become parking and green space, recreational space. So that's kind of the brief overview of the project. Some other boards that we have here, as I mentioned, we hired an architect, Doran Whittier, who's been doing a great job. They've been working very hard on the plans. The current schedule that you can see down on the bottom board there is still holding. We are planning to complete construction documents by the end of October, early November, bid the project in November and get bids back before Christmas. Generally speaking, that approach is to try and get as good of, as competitive bids as possible. And historically speaking, you'll generally get your best bids if you bid a project over the winter and allow the contractor to line everything up for the spring. So that's kind of the approach there. So where you all come in, we would essentially get bids in hand from the contractor. There would be a special town meeting held to discuss the project, and then shortly thereafter we would take a vote on the project based on the actual bidded cost of the project, not an estimated cost. Some other boards here, you can see kind of a rendering representation of the proposed building. And then we've got some other cost comparison information. Because the costs have escalated from what they were estimated back in 2016, we thought it was important to lay out what exactly is being provided in this building and really what the fire station has agreed to cut out of the project to keep it a leaner project, as well as what the overall project cost will be, and a comparison to surrounding communities that kind of show where this project falls in relation to their costs. Lastly, I'll just bring up that the fire department would welcome giving a tour to anyone here of the existing conditions, so you can exactly see what conditions they're living in and why this project is so critical and important. And if you have additional questions, certainly we can field them now, or there's a QR code that is attached to you can see the rendering sign there. You can scan that. That'll bring you to the Fire Station Building Committee website, where there's a ton of information. You can see all our past meetings, cost data that's been prepared, the feasibility study, and the documents that have kind of been prepared to date. So really, clicking on that brings you to a portion of the town website that holds a lot of information about the project if you're interested in learning more. Other ways is we meet every other week on Wednesdays if you're inclined to show up and ask questions or learn more. And there's also a plan to develop some videos with NCTV to kind of summarize the project that you can consume on a 10 or 15 minute basis. Anything you think I'm missing, Chief? So with that, I'll open it up to any questions that people may have. Or if you want to tour the facility, we can certainly arrange that as well. Thank you. So please come and vote in January. One thing I will mention is that the rendering with the QR code there, we're actually having a few more of those made up. We're going to place them in various locations around town, library, town hall, the DPW, to try and get this project on everybody's radar, so we'll keep an eye out for those as well. So, thank you.
Awesome. I believe that the members of the building committee are going to be here for another little while, so if you have any questions, you can feel free to ask Justin Yanosik, Kevin Champagne. We have myself, and we'll be around, so if you have any questions, feel free to ask, or if you'd like to ask now, you can answer them now. Yes, the question was, is the fire station going to be in the same spot? So the fire station will occupy the back of the current lot as well as the lot next door. So we will be in the same strategic location, which puts us in the center of town. All right. I don't see any more questions, but if you have questions, like I said, members of the building committee are here. I'm here, I can answer questions, so feel free to come up and ask.
My name's Jeff McNamara. I'm a seasonal firefighter for DCR Forest Fire Control out of Foxborough, Mass.
I'm Dan Cornell, also a seasonal firefighter for DCR Fire Control out of Foxborough, Mass.
We assist 35 towns in Norfolk County. We assist them with brush fires, deep-seated fires, any kind of brush fire, forest fire. We're there to assist them if they request us. Otherwise than that, we may show up anyways. If they don't need our assistance, we won't. If they do, we will. Many of us are specially trained in forest fire control. It's become more of a problem over the years with the weather pattern changes and so forth. And we do have crews that go out west to assist, or north and out of state, and assist other states with deep-seated brush fires or the large fires like you see in California.
In addition to brush fires, we can also assist with other incidents. For example, we do a lot of missing person searches, disaster relief, storm cleanup, really anything that we could be needed for, we can just adapt to help whatever agency is looking for us.
Yeah, we're also versed in search and rescues, deep-seated tree fires. We've had a lot of fires this year growing in the roots, burning in the roots, and then it burns outside our black area and there's a new forest fire. So we're specially trained with our chainsaw people, and they can cut the trees and knock them down for us, and then we have to put the tree out because it's burning inside the tree. A lot of the equipment on the truck are chainsaws, extra hose. We have thousands and thousands of feet. On top of the truck, we keep a constant 600 feet live charged line, and then we have probably
another 1,500 feet of forestry line in the cabinets.
We can just keep adding lines, and these small diesel pumps will pump uphill, whatever it takes. They're specialized units.
We also have a number of portable pumps that we may use. If the fire is too far in for the truck to reach, we might carry a portable pump up to the fire and draft out of a lake with that.
Yeah, we have pumps that'll float on the water. They're called floatable pumps. They have two little pontoons. You tie a rope to it, very important. You connect a hose to it, and they'll just float on the lake or pond, and we can run a supply line off of that. But some areas, obviously, the trucks won't reach. And they'll just pump and pump and pump. And we use those quite often as well. You got to be very careful, because if the pump loses, if you lose control of the pump, it will sail off across the lake and you won't see it till it runs out of gas. So it's funny if it doesn't happen to you, but if it happens to you, it's not so funny. But it's just one of those things that the guys are trained in, and we also are responsible for our district, 2 fire towers, one in Sharon and one in Foxborough.
Dover.
Excuse me, Dover, I'm dating myself. And we also staff those on we're around 7 days a week. Everybody rotates time off, so there's always somebody here 7 days a week. But the fire towers are always staffed, very critical that we keep those staffed. They can be the difference of a large forest fire or a small controllable forest fire. The guys will line the fire up, they will spot it, contact the town, for Norfolk, for example, and give them a rough estimate of where the fire is located. Much easier for them, instead of walking through the woods trying to find it. They find the fire, and they'll ask or not ask for our help, but we may send it just to be safe anyway. Even if we don't assist, we're there if it blows up and gets near a structure or something like that. Our first safety is obviously the structure and the people. Property.
I would also definitely include that, with the fire towers, early detection, especially during this drought season, was huge for us.
Yes.
Jumping on those fires and getting something on them immediately is the difference between, keeping it at 1 acre or potentially blowing up and going up to 25 acres. The earlier you find them, the earlier you get assets on there to start containing that. It just makes everything a lot easier. It just shortens the whole process.
In the few years I've been here, a lot of our fires were contained in the areas of 5, 10, maybe even 15 acres. Sometimes this year we had
60 plus acres.
60 plus acres. Some were in the 70 and 80 acres. Out west last year, they had one in the 300 acre size. So we also can direct helicopter operations and have helicopter drops from the National Guard and State Police. We have specialized buckets for the water drops, and we have special pools that we have for them to draw water out of, and the trucks will supply those pools. But they'll get their water wherever they can. It's been very critical this year. We've had a lot of helicopter operations. So we can also be involved with that as well.
How tall is the fire tower and how far can you see?
The Sharon Fire Tower is
534 feet above sea level. It's roughly about 80 to 85 feet off the ground. So visibility in the Sharon Fire Tower, it depends on the day, but on a good day, I've been able to locate smokes in Plymouth. I can see Mount Wachusett on a really good day. I've actually been able to see like well into Connecticut on a really, really good day.
Yeah.
A lot of the time, you can see, I have like the landmarks I'd like to pick out there. So I can see the whole Boston skyline, amazingly. I can literally look into Gillette Stadium from Sharon Tower. I can see all the way up and down Route 95. Visibility is, even on a bad day, 20 miles.
It's very beautiful in the fall, looking through the towers and stuff. You have great visibility, and obviously in the summertime it gets a little more hazy, so it's a little more difficult, but it still can be done. It's just very crucial to having your fire towers, one of our main operations. And the public is invited to the Sharon Towers when they're staffed. People can come up to the tower, and people like Dan here loves to bring them up,
Absolutely.
show them around, and you can get some handouts, and it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And the pictures are just incredible.
It's the best view in the county,
Yeah,
as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, it is. Well, we love doing the towers, and it's just so very important.